Hello everyone, today with Knowledge Compass, we will explore a country full of surprises, Cambodia. Can you believe that here, the average age of marriage for women is around 15 or 16, and for men, it's between 19 and 20 years old? Or the strange customs, like how young women must know how to smoke before getting married? Join me as we uncover the unique and fascinating things about this country that you wouldn't expect. Get ready for a journey full of surprises and discoveries. Cambodia, officially known as the Kingdom of Cambodia, is a country located at the heart of the Indo-Chinese Peninsula in Southeast Asia. It borders Thailand to the west and north, Laos to the east, and Vietnam to the south, with a coastline of over 440 kilometers along the Gulf of Thailand. With an area of approximately 181,035 square kilometers, Cambodia is primarily characterized by lowland plains and tropical forests, with Tonle Sap Lake, one of the largest freshwater lakes in Southeast Asia, occupying a significant portion of the land and playing a crucial role in the livelihoods of the people. With a population of approximately 17 million people, the majority of Cambodia's population is Khmer, making up 90% of the total population. Other minority ethnic groups include the Vietnamese, Chinese, and various indigenous peoples. Major cities like the capital Phnom Penh, Siem Reap, and coastal areas are home to many people. Cambodia is not only renowned for its natural beauty and monumental historical sites like Angkor Wat, but also for its diverse culture. The country is on a path of development and recovery after years of war and conflict. The dark period in Cambodia's history began in prehistoric times when the area now known as Cambodia was already inhabited. In 802 AD, the Khmer Empire was founded under the leadership of King Jayavarman II, who unified the kingdom of Chenla and declared himself the king of the Khmer people, naming the country Cambodia. The Khmer Empire reached its peak in the 12th century, becoming one of the largest empires in Southeast Asia, controlling a territory of up to 1,200,000 square kilometers. This era was also marked by the construction of the Grand Angkor Wat temple complex and the capital city of Angkor Thom, famous wonders to this day. However, in the modern era, Cambodia became one of the three Indo-Chinese countries to be colonized by France at the end of the 19th century. It was not until 1954, after the signing of the Geneva Accords, that France was forced to recognize Cambodia's sovereignty, independence, and territorial integrity. It seemed as though the years of war had become a thing of the past, but the bright light of the independent era was soon overshadowed by a bloody tragedy. Immediately after the French departure, Cambodia entered a dark period when the Khmer Rouge, led by Pol Pot, took power in 1975. From 1975 to 1979, Cambodia endured one of the greatest tragedies in human history, marked by purges, executions, and bloody terror. The image of the killing fields became a symbol of extreme brutality, where millions of innocent people were killed and buried in mass graves. It is estimated that more than 3 million Cambodians perished during this time, a humanitarian disaster that both the country and the world can never forget. Along with the internal massacres, the Khmer Rouge also launched attacks on neighboring countries, particularly Vietnam. From 1975 to 1976, they repeatedly attacked the southwestern border of Vietnam, causing massacres and destroying homes and temples, with notable attacks in Tay Ninh and An Giang. The consequences for the Vietnamese people were devastating. In response to this dangerous situation, the Vietnamese army exercised its right to self-defense, protecting the territory and lives of its people, and together with Cambodian forces, overthrew the Khmer Rouge regime in 1979. While there were differing opinions on the intervention, this action put an end to the genocide and brought peace to both nations. After the Khmer Rouge was overthrown, Cambodia began rebuilding the country, improving the quality of life and education, and became one of the youngest populations in Southeast Asia. About 1/3 of the population is under 15 years old, with a significant shortage of people over 50. The country's birth rate is currently 3 times higher than its death rate. One of the reasons for this demographic pattern is the dark period in Cambodia's history. The Khmer Rouge rule under Pol Pot from 1975 to 1979. Approximately 2 to 3 million of the 8 million people at the time were brutally killed, literally wiped out. This also explains why, when the Pol Pot regime collapsed in 1979, Cambodia experienced a baby boom in the years that followed. The Angkor archaeological complex, with over 1,000 temples in the Khmer architectural style, is a famous religious heritage left by the Khmer people for future generations. Angkor Wat, the largest religious monument in the world, was built in the early 12th century and remains a timeless cultural symbol. Originally a Hindu temple, Angkor Wat later became a Buddhist temple, playing a key role in shaping Cambodia as a Buddhist nation. Over 95% of Cambodia's population follows Buddhism, and Theravada Buddhism is the official form of Buddhism in the country. This complex was recognized by UNESCO as a World Heritage Site in 1992 and is featured on Cambodia's national flag. Tuktuk is the main mode of transportation in Cambodia. Yes, you heard that right. The Tuktuk, a famous mode of transportation in Thailand, is also the primary form of transport in Cambodia. The tuk-tuks in Cambodia are a bit different from those in Thailand. They are usually a three-wheeled vehicle, somewhat resembling a motorcycle in the front, attached to a larger passenger seat with a roof covering in the back. However, Cambodian tuk-tuks typically consist of a motorcycle pulling a separate trailer for passengers to ride in. Due to the country's French colonial past, these tuk-tuks are also called remorques, a French word meaning trailer. Just like in Thailand, traveling by tuk-tuk is a fun and relatively safe way to explore. A tuk-tuk is also a better choice if you're traveling with a group or carrying a lot of luggage. The Buddhist New Year is celebrated in April and is known as the Khmer New Year, or Chaol Chnam Thmay. It is similar to the Songkran festival in Thailand and Myanmar. Cambodia's New Year is based on the solar calendar, which is why it coincides with the end of the harvest season, making it a fitting time for the celebration in April. Cambodia is still facing the threat of approximately 6 million unexploded landmines from the war, posing a significant danger to its people. Since 1979, more than 67,000 people have been killed or injured by landmines, severely impacting the country's daily life and development. To address this issue, Cambodia has used the method of training African giant rats to detect landmines. In 2021, 20 rats were imported from Tanzania to replace a retiring group of rats, including Magawa, who had discovered 71 landmines and 28 unexploded bombs over 5 years. Due to their small size, rats can search an area the size of a tennis court in just 20 minutes, a task that would take humans 3 to 4 days to complete. This method helps minimize risks for demining workers, ensures community safety, and promotes economic development. In the unique culture of Cambodia, weddings are an important event that lasts for 3 days, filled with various rituals and activities. The process of organizing a wedding here is often very solemn and complex, reflecting the respect for the country's traditions and customs. The average marriage age in rural Cambodia is relatively young, with women marrying around 15 to 16 years old and men from 19 to 20 years old. One particularly unique and different tradition compared to other countries is that, before marriage, young girls are required to know how to smoke. This tradition begins when girls are only 6 or 7 years old. Cambodian families teach their daughters how to smoke, believing that it helps young women understand the bitter taste of life and keeps them alert and healthy for work. Girls who do not know how to smoke are seen as incomplete, less beautiful, and less attractive than their peers, and may even be considered to be rebelling against the traditions of their family and community. While this practice may seem strange, it is an integral part of Cambodian cultural identity, particularly in rural communities where traditional values are strongly upheld. Thank you for joining Knowledge Compass in exploring the fascinating and unique aspects of Cambodia. From special customs to surprising historical stories, we hope you've gained some fresh insights into this country. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss any exciting videos in the future. See you next time on our upcoming explorations.